Hello, crafters. This is Suzanne from A Creative Muse, and I am here with two collections at Spellbinders, and this is 11 cards. This might be a long video, so grab yourself a cup of coffee or a snack and just sit back and watch. I'm going to do the introduction for the products first, and then do the card examples and tell you what other products I brought in with all these fabulous vintage style cards. The two new collections at Spellbinders are the Flea Market Finds, designed by Cathe Holden, and then the second collection is the Stampendous Spring Collection. I had planned to do this as two videos just for time, but because everything is mixing and playing with each other from the stamps and the paper choices and etc., I decided I just have to do it as one video because then it would keep repeating in each video. Alrighty, crafters, let's just get right into all of this crafty goodness. Let's get started. First up, we have Cathe Holden's Flea Market Finds collection. I'm going to start off with two new dies and two new stamp sets. Then I'll get into the pattern paper and the ephemera. There are two new die sets. First one, mini envelope 1. These are like vertical envelopes. We have a large and a small. Then there's the interactive pieces for the envelopes. There's tabs for the envelopes, mini tags for the envelopes, all the goodness. This is really targeted for someone who does junk journals, mini albums, interactive cards, because you can put this on your card and make, interactive pieces with the envelope and the tucking. Super cute, or just cute little notes as well. Next one, a different take on the mini envelope. So there's mini envelopes 1, mini envelopes 2. Mini envelopes 2, you have a large standard looking envelope, like a letter size envelope. Think of a number 10 envelope, like a business envelope, slimline size, but mini. We have large, small, and then there's these little decorative cards that you can fit in the envelope. That one fits in the small, this one fits in the large. We have a little stamp here, and then again, more tabs. And there is a faux wax seal. Love that. And then labels, etc. Here you can cut out a window, and I did that in my example. Next, two new stamp sets to coordinate with those fabulous dies. So we have all the interactive envelopes. Then you want to put all this vintage flea market finds on it. There is this one, which at first I was like, okay, I have signatures and then all this good work inspected. But once you start to play with it, it's like, oh, fun. So there is a lot of good vintage fun stamping, faux signatures. Just have fun with this. We have numbers like number 12.5. Kind of reminds me of Harry Potter with the train station, things like that. Just loads of fun. And you can pull out all your inks, and these do take to heat embossing very well. This one now, it works with this, but this one is called Reading Matter Stamps. Same thing, correspondence with the stamps, but then reading, received. It's just loads of fun. And here you can see both of them in action. First one, sign here stamps. So we have sign here stamps with the signature and all the accoutrements and stamps that you would see in a post office, especially back in the day. And then now we have this one, reading matter. Cute. Super cute. Next, part of the flea market finds. Two new paper packs. We have petite patterns, and both packs are 6 by 9 inch, 24 sheets, 2 design of each. So you're getting 12 sheets of paper, 2 of each design. Reason why my packs look so slim is because I did split it in half. I took out 12 out of one, 12 out of the other to work with. So we have petite patterns, and here you're seeing the patterns, and here florals 2 palette. Ooh, that's hard to say. So florals 2 palette. And this one, I really love this one. There's some really nifty patterns in here. And this one is just like wallpaper, goodness, vintage. Just, going to an antique shop and seeing just really pretty. Pretty. All right, let me give you an example of it because I do have my samples here. Keep in mind, this paper is more like a text weight, like what you would use in your Xerox machine, that type of paper, copy paper weight, I should say. See? Super thin, okay? Think of papers that you could decoupage with, just layer up. If this was a heavier weight paper, you start layering up, and this is meant to kind of layer for that vintage look, your media, your end product is going to be very heavy. Card making, then you just back it with 110-pound cardstock, which is what I did. Love the purples. There's some great purples, some great blues, great greens, reds. Again, another purple. I fell in love with all the purples. I wanted to use this one. I just didn't get a chance to. 11 cards. I had to stop. I had to make the video. This was fun too. So we have the pattern paper, stamps and dies. But that's not the collection. There is more. Now we're into the ephemera. There is Stationer's Boutique, 234 stickers. Look at that. Just fabulous. I used some. I didn't use a lot. I was playing with die cutting and paper piecing. This ephemera I used. So there is lots of choices and options for you to play. First one, coat check. And this is 37 pieces of uber cute ephemera printed now. This is on thicker cardstock. My favorite in here, let me show you. This one. This comes as one strip. You could use it as one piece on your card or tear it like that. See, now this has a little bit of a thicker weight. So that's great. And the printing is fabulous. Like you could just sit here in this collection and just make 40, 50, 60 cards. Seriously. This one, 64 pieces. Ooh, I love this one. So what I did, because they're all different sizes and they're small and some pieces are super delicate, chose the ones I wanted to work with. See how delicate this is? And put this separately. Made like a little pack for myself to play with because I didn't want to keep going into this pack and then start bending everything. So I'll do things like that. I'll separate it out. But this is what you're looking at. This sort of, I don't even know what I would call this, like Kentucky Derby goodness. So this is called metal. So everything here, there's a horse. I used a horse. There are some trophies. That's why I'm calling it Kentucky Derby. It's just fun and different treatments of metal. Love this. 64 pieces, 37 pieces, 234 stickers. That's it now for the Flea Market Finds Collection by Cathe Holden. Next, Stampendous Spring Collection. Let me start off first with 3 stamp sets. Love. This is called the Stampendous Spring Collection. We have all these stamps. Now, these are high quality photopolymer stamps. These are not acrylic stamps. So don't think, oh, they're going to be those little cheapy stamps. No, I like when they have the color here because this gives you a reference if you want to follow it, which I kind of did. First one, Hummingbird Day Stamp. You're looking at 2.5, under 2 inches. We have some flowers here, 2 hummingbirds, more flowers, and then all these little accent pieces if you want to create movement in your card or you like to do that. This little arch here, these are all separated though, so you could put this over here, this down here for the grounding, etc. And look for small miracles each day. Next, Sweet Song Stamp, another floral. I used these 2 together, so I mixed and matched these stamps as well. Different birds here. The birds I did not use. I used the hummingbirds and I used the butterfly and then the floral. So I was playing all 3 here. Think of this as just like a spring cornucopia of fun. This bird is 2 inches, 2.25. Even a tiny bird can sing a loud, sweet song. That could be on the outside or the inside. Here is some nice grounding again. Look at those birds. And I love the different positions. Looking down, this is reminding me of spring chicken. Did you see my last video? Oh, love those chickens. That was the Simon Hurley collection. Here, Hello Butterfly Stamp. You have some awesome butterflies, 4 of them. You have some little stamps here that you can use in this set. Outside of the set, you do journaling, you'll get excited by these because you'll know exactly how to use all of this. Like, ooh, I can stamp this here, stamp this there for texture. There is a hello and some florals. The florals, you're looking roughly 3.5, 2.75. Butterfly, this one I used, 1.5, 1.5. So sweet. Butterfly in different positions. Love, love, love. So these 3, I did end up playing with together, okay? There's also 2 paper packs to go along with this collection. There is Hope of Spring, which is 4 sheets, and this is already printed, and you can either use a die on it. One of them I did. You can also cut around it. Let me show you some of the examples I have. I just put them in a little Ziploc bag, okay? I did some fussy cutting of some of the images. Pretty easy. And then some of them I left, and you could use a die around it, which one of them I did. You also get sentiments here. Just use your trimmer and cut those down. There's a thank you. Just different looks of flowers and butterflies, birds. Super duper cute. And then sentiments throughout for those open spaces, okay? I did use this one on a card. I love this one. So cute. Cute, cute, cute. So this one is Hope of Spring, printed and pre-colored for you so you can make quick cards. Next, we have Joy of Spring, looking like a mixed media junk journal stamp and texture already done for you. And then there is the brighter, almost like a rainbow pattern, and then there is the more muted beige. So pretty. Joy of Spring, again, 4 sheets. Here I used a section of this one and a section of this one, okay? And to further complete this collection, I was also sent some other Stampendous products to play with. And ooh, they're so good. 2 stamps, 2 die sets. First up, mini Slimline cutting die. This makes a envelope gift card holder all in one. There are instructions on the back here of how to do it. Very easy to work with. And I made a gift card using the Stampendous pattern paper. I'll show you that. This is mini Slimline cutting dies, 4 pieces. You're looking roughly at 6 by 3 1/4, in that range with the finished card. This makes your card right here, those little pieces. So you get the card, you get the matting layer, and you also use this piece to make an envelope. Cute, ready to go, the whole set. Everything I'm showing you, I will detail and link below. Then there's this one, Decals Cutting Dies. Love, 19 pieces. Oh my, I know. You get this decal edge set coming in. You're looking at 1/4 inch short of an A2 size. This is a great layering piece. 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Then you get this inner piece. Then you get more decals. So you get 3 layers in. Then you get this stitched piece. Then you get photo corners. You also get textures on the edging. Love. And then up here, you get this whole label set. Starts out large, and you can just keep on matting and coming in. Use your stamps, and I did play with this and this. Love. 19 pieces. Decal cutting dies. Then 2 fabulous stamps. Oh, let me tell you, these are fabulous outside and definitely on the inside of the cards. And you're going to see this one is more about flowers, and it's called True Friends. This day was handpicked just for you. True friends have been planted in your heart, bloom with grace. So it's like friendship, but also like flowers. We have been friends in sunshine and shade. Really sweet. Again, high quality photopolymer stamps. Takes well to just stamping or heat embossing. You know, I love that. Then there was this. Love the font and the loop. And I just use this mostly on the inside of the cards. This one is called Brushed Messages. You can use part of it on the outside, or I did a combo like I would do thank you for your kindness and stamp that together. So you'll see this one, Brushed Messages. Love, love, love. All right, now let's get into my examples. First up, this is the flea market finds with the decal. So here is the decal card here. That's right there around the edge. This is the flea market pattern paper. This is the pattern paper from Florals 2 palette. I did put here Simon Hurley's In the Bloom die set here for the florals. Some other sets from Spellbinders I'm using are Simon Hurley with Spellbinders. Even Yana too. I have everybody playing in this sandbox. How fun. So here I took a section of the pattern paper that had this little vase urn look. Put the flowers here. Just to make it look different than the pattern paper, I used some glossy accent on it. Ooh, you see the deckled edge? Look at that. I did pop underneath here. Because this paper is so thin, I did use 110-pound cardstock and then put foam tape, okay? Because I put the 110-pound cardstock, When I put the glossy accent, I was a little worried about it. I thought it was going to curl terribly because as the glue dries, it tightens. But because I reinforced this, it took the glossy accent. And you know, that's a lot right there in that section. Love, 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 love. Then I have the thanks. That comes into one of my favorite word die sets. Thanks enclosed sentiments. Got the thanks. Use one of the ephemera here from Cathe Holden. That comes back into this one. Coat check. So it's forget me not, thanks. There's a little strip from the sticker book. Layered it up. 2 patterns. So cute, 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 cute. And look at the flowers. I wanted to touch on real quick. I use 2 sheets of cardstock to do the flowers. Let me just show you real quick. Because I've been talking about using my dirty ink blending tools. They're not really dirty. Kind of dirty, okay? This is Distress Oxide. This is on white. But for some reason, when I start off with yellow cardstock, and then I go on, I do rub these off on a microfiber cloth just to clean them, but they're still remnants. They're not crazy dirty. You see what I'm saying? If they were super, super dirty, this would be full of ink all the way up. But I do wash them from time to time, but not as often. And that's just my personal choice because I do like the option of coming in afterwards. See how the green comes in? That's the green there blended on. But if I do it on white, see how you can barely see it? It's there, but not really there. This is a combination of Mowed Lawn Distress Oxide. This one is a combination, definitely, because this is one of my juiciest ink pads, Mustard Seed and Squeezed Lemonade. But it works well when you start off here. And look how it blended so well. Next one, I believe, was this one, which is a combination. It looks like maybe abandoned coral mixed with something. That's the touches of that orange that you see here to build up my flower, okay? And if you have a brighter color green, like I do Twisted Citron, I keep it on a separate brush. When they get stiff, then I'm like, okay, time to wash you. But besides that, leave it alone. I don't get too much ink, but I get enough to create something. Sidebar done. Because I've been using this yellow a lot lately and just thoroughly enjoying it. Have some isopropyl alcohol wipes that I found that I have. Just wipe, get up all that ink. Look at that. It's not even that much ink. There we go. Done. So that's card number 1. Cute. Thank you card. Done. These are 3 interactive cards featuring the envelopes, tags. This one is like really going back into my mini album days. Here I use some of the stamps. Had fun with the stamping. Love this one. And then I created this interactive oversized card. Didn't stamp anything on the inside of this one. It's a 5x7 card with loads of pull and play. There's a little horse die cut piece from metals. And then I stick all my little tags in here. So we have metals for the horse, the trophy, the winning plate, a star, the hand. Everything here come from this. Isn't that fabulous? This now, these are die cut. That's die cut. The hello is die cut. The hello comes from Simon's Everyday Sentiments die set. That comes from the DIECUTTING dies. Isn't that fabulous? Right there. Cuts Like a Dream works well on metallic foil cardstock. Love. You get different treatments here. You can use this as a photo corner. You can use it as a decorative corner here. I just use it as a decorative corner. Here's some of that pattern paper from the Florals 2 palette and also the pattern paper. 2 of the pattern paper, the greens, the purples, then the purple flowers, and just played with both paper pads and then created these little tags. The tags are actually from the decal sets here. This small one here is right in here. So I use the decal die sets to cut these out and play. Just fun. Here, that's now from the Cathe Holden set. Those little tabs. So you see how I'm mixing and matching different companies, Stampendous and Spellbinders here, and it's working out fabulously. So that's interactive card number 1, which I would give to a friend who would love something like this, or somebody who would just appreciate all this journal goodness. Don't you love how I did the horse? There's a lot of stuff going on behind the horse. A lot of 110-pound cardstock. But I love the horse and then this whole collage. Oh, I was just having a blast with this one. Here now is the 2 envelopes made up. I used this piece to create that window, and it does have an interactive piece. There's the interactive piece. I used the inner, that little inside, and put one of the stickers on it here. Slide it back in. There we go. And then this one, I created more like a little tab. So this is like the front of the envelope. This is like the back of the envelope. Let's do a quick measurement while we're here. And stamped, hello, my dear friend. I believe that's from Stampendous again, right there. First one, opened up 3.5 by 1 5/8. Second one, 5 1/8 by 1 5/8. And then look how you can use those drop-ins. There's that little square drop-in. You could do a square drop-in, circle drop-in, put some acetate behind both examples here. So you do oval, which I did, or rectangle, and then that long envelope, I put the two together. Then here I pulled out some of the ephemera, use that little tag too, stamped on it, put a little bit of twine again, a little bit of twine here. That friend, that's Yana. Yana's Anemone Glimmer Blooms. The friend is here. Here is some of that beautiful pattern paper. Look at that pattern paper from the Florals 2 palette. Look at that deep purple. Love. Here it has some words behind it, like stamped in like a ghosting, coffee and all that. This is just some specialty cardstock that I found in a big box store. I just tore a little piece and put it there. And then on the inside, you're going to start seeing a lot of the Stampendous come out. Thank you for your kindness. Look how it looks fabulous on the inside, this set here. And again, this is the brushed messages. Love. Love, 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 love. So I stamped it on this 5x7 card with interaction on the outside, put some of the ephemera bits, have some little tags here. So it's hello, my dear friend, and then thank you on the inside. Stamp that registered. Just was having loads of fun. And I love my last 2 cards for the flea market finds. This is now both die sets of envelopes. See how they look like a standard envelope? This is glued here, so I can't move it. I wanted it to be like half open. The small one, that's here. This measures 2.5 by 1. Opened up, you're looking at like a little bit over 1 3/4. The second one, the largest one, this one measures 2.5, a little bit under 2 3/4, like 2 5/8. So I left this one open to the front with the flap up, stamped it. That comes into the, which is tucking in it, the standalone dies from the sealed by Spellbinders collection. Okay. Use this label here and then put a sticker, some of the stamps. So I'm here playing all within this set here. And this was in my first card too, a lot interactive here. It's also touched on in here. This one I took more straightforward, just a piece of the pattern paper, did the envelope in vellum to then highlight this wonderful die cut set. You guys remember this. I've shown you this a couple of times. It started out Valentine's and I've taken it beyond Valentine's. I'm like, this is a year-round winner right here. Let's talk about it real quick. This is the past die of the month, Blooming Heart from December. Love. I've shown you this as a shaped card with the heart. I remember telling you guys that you can have this pre-made. So I pre-made one. And then I thought about it. I'm like, why do I always have to put it on the heart? Without putting it on the heart, the 2 pieces layer and shape a heart by itself. Isn't that fabulous? So this now takes you into, you could put happy birthday right there. Done. I wanted to appreciate the whole ensemble of spring colors. And then here I also put some crystal mixed gems, the crystal part in there, just to give that pop on this 5x7 card. Put a strip of blue here, brings back into that blue. Use the pattern paper from the Florals Pattern 2 right there. Put my little envelope here. Use one of those interesting signatures from Sign Here Stamps on the inside. Because it has the heart, I used anniversary blessings right here to the both of you. That's one stamp. And then the flowers, I went out to this one and did some flowers. Isn't that pretty? Look how great it stamps. Come on. This is on 110-pound cardstock. So we have the signature, like that's Mr. and Mrs. And then on the inside, anniversary blessings. Love. winner. Trust me, this one, you'll use it. I'm like, the more I used it, the more I'm like, oh yes, oh yes. And this one gives you that blooms too. This though, by far winner. Blooming heart. Again, this is that same sort of reflection, but love. There's just loads of fun right here. So pretty. So, so pretty. So before I had it like this for Valentine's. But now look at it without the heart and it still works. And you just change your colorways with the cardstock and brighten it up. Okay, this is not a video about this, but I just still love it so much. So yeah. You're going to see it more from me. That's why I'm telling you, like, just expect to see it. But I think it works so well with this anniversary card. And I use the colors here inspired by the pattern paper here. This really pretty pattern paper. Here is the other half of it. You see it? Look how pretty that is. I love this paper. Like, I'd get a whole pack of just this. I love that it's bright, but somewhat muted, but still bright and fun. And I just think it's just a pretty pattern. Okay, so that's that card with the envelope. I did put a piece of foam here and use that little strip in there. On both, I used a strip. I could have used this bigger one, but I wanted to appreciate more the envelope and put one of the stickers. This now comes into another past Kit Club favorite, which I don't think I see anymore. But I will look and see if I can find it. The ones that are Kit Club, you can only purchase at Spellbinders. Mini Slimline envelope and nested card creator. Love. This one, fabulous. Made a mini Slimline card. Used the outer piece here with the dot detail. That inner piece. Layered up some of the pattern paper here. Put the envelope, had the flowers sticking out. Flowers sticking out. There is a sale actually with some of the sealed by Spellbinders collection. So I'll put that link below so you guys can take a look. The wax seal kit is back. A lot of the wax beads are restocked. This is the time to go and then marked off 25%. 2 thumbs up for that. I did place an order. Yeah. Here is my little flower right here. You see the extras? This is the sealed wildflowers dies. Love. Such a great versatile set as well. Love it. Seal twine. On the inside, I stamped again, take care with love and prayers. I tell you, isn't it great for interior of cards? I love the font and I love the juxtaposition of the fonts. I love the scripty and then the standard. So pretty. I think these just work so well together. So that one is mini envelopes 2, and you saw mini envelopes 1. Up next is the Stampendous Spring Collection. I'm going to start off here with the stamps. So I stamped and colored with Olo markers. This is me studying Olo markers. Olo markers work a hair bit different than Copic markers. It is recommended that you use Olo markers on Copic Express It blended card. I'm going to put a link for that in case you have some Olo markers. I tried it on the Nina, didn't work. Here I stayed strictly with the Copic cardstock. So here are my Olo markers, and a viewer did ask me where did I get this container. I told her I got this at Hobby Lobby, $2.99. Isn't it fabulous? If it's not $2.99, say $3.99. But it's a long container that just holds my markers. You can use it for your long rulers. If you're going to crops, you want to store stuff. You can see why this is card 1 and this is card number 2. I was feeling out the markers in terms of doing the blending, being inspired by this colorway and the hummingbird, and the Jamaican national bird is the hummingbird. So I was just like, oh, I'm definitely using the hummingbirds. And colored up my bird. You can see here I was lightly going into blue, turquoise, purple. Second card, after feeling the coloring, the more I did it, then I went deeper. You see the difference between the two? Both started out the same way, and I was happy with this. But I think I'm happier with this, with the more depth. So you see how the progression occurs. And I just wanted to be clear with you guys that this is same colors here over here. First one, I lightly went in and oh yes, and stopped. Second one, I was like, just go for it. Play. So this is an example of me playing. Here are the yellows. Now this should have been maybe like a lighter yellow, but the yellows that I bought at Olo are not their bright yellows because I already have a lot of Copic markers that have that kind of yellow. So what I did here was play within the Olo yellow markers I have, which are the Y0 2.1, this kind of colorway. You see how it looks? It matches this color. This is beeswax cardstock. I think this is basil. And then I used one of the sentiment strip, thinking of you today. I did have all this white space because I had stamped the bird over here, put the flowers here, stamped the butterfly. There's the butterfly. And I had all this white space. So then I decided to come in with some splatter. Grounded everything with one of my favorite die sets. You guys should know it by now. Postage edge. Slimline is not your thing. Maybe don't get the slimline. These are fabulous. Rectangle, square, oval, and circle. This, what you're seeing here, is the rectangle. Love. Back of it in black. On top of it here, cut the Copic paper with the coloring, with the die. Got the pierced detail. Didn't do nothing to it, running it through my die cut machine. Put a little sentiment strip here. Here I put some glossy accents, some stickles. Got my little bird. Hello. This is Yana's wonderful script sentiment dies. Die right there. Isn't that pretty? And I think this works with that. I love, just like how the sentiments, these stamps are the same way, scripty, then standard. I love that juxtaposition as well. I think it makes it look interesting, not boring. So the hello is black with gold. The gold kind of goes back into this, which comes down to this, and the little bird. And then on the inside, I did craft cardstock here, and then I took the same die. See the great pierced detail here from the postage edge. So even if you don't want that part, you can always use this part, and you can come on in. So this is 8 pieces. Fabulous. Just a great price point for what you're getting for this set. On the inside, that's where I stamped. Thank you for being a ray of sunshine in my life. That's in here. Then use some of the little decorative little stamps and done. See how pretty that is? Hello, thinking of you today. Thank you for being a whole thing, inside and outside. Whole thing makes sense just from a few stamps. I love that. So that's card 1. Card number 2, used this flower here, came over to here, the flowers here, the butterfly there, and then the hummingbird. So that's where I interplayed. The only thing I didn't get a chance to color was these birds. Here I have the hummingbird flying towards these beautiful flowers, played again with a different set of Olo markers. This is now coming into their peach line, OR. This is their OR colorway, okay? Spellbinders does carry Olo markers, not individual markers, but sets. I started out with the shades of purple, or I think it's called purple tones. And then they also have sets of 8. And the sets at Spellbinders, why it's really nice if you do give it a try. They're all going to be brush tip, okay? And I love that these markers cap. So I was like, oh, I can cap them and color and have fun. And they even sell the colorless blender. It will have another end. It will have the chisel end. I went to Olo and got this other end just to be fancy. I know. I wanted it to be just the brush tip. I didn't want to have to figure which side. There's the chisel side. I colored in the peaches, and then I did their pinks and the greens. Again, black splatter. Here I put some gems. Didn't put gems on this because I think the splatter was doing enough. Cut from the strip of that Stampendous pattern papers, happy birthday, and that thinking of you. On the back here, another favorite die set of mine, Fluted Classics. This one is Fluted Classics Rectangles. Love. These I bought myself. I just spread it out when I bought them. Highly influenced by Jennifer Maguire. She was using the Fluted Classics, and there really are just classics and just beautiful. Look how you can just have this colored up and then ground it with that. Then I use a light color cardstock. I believe that is Spellbinders Glacier cardstock in the back. Open it up. This day was handpicked just for you with the flowers. Again, here we go. This is True Friends. Isn't that nice? Happy birthday. And then this day is handpicked just for you. Tell you, these sentiments are like fabulous from Stampendous. Moving on. Next, we're into pattern paper play. These 2 cards are examples using the Hope of Spring paper collection right here. There is that little bird cut out with the inside of, I didn't freehand it. I used the die. When I try to line up something like this and cut it with the trimmer, it just never works out. Plus I got a nice edge. So I used one of these little dies in here. This is Fluted Classic Squares. Then I went the next up and did a frame, stuck this on top. I think I just used my trimmer on this with vellum and put this. Isn't that pretty? So Fluted Classic Squares. You saw Fluted Classic Rectangles. And again, you're also seeing postage edge shapes. So here is a little bird. Just put the die there. And this one, the 2 hummingbirds, fussy cut, layered up in the background under vellum. Because I just found this to be just a hint bright. I wanted the colors there as if it's nature, but not competing with this. So I muted it down with some vellum. Have it there in the background, and I did use, again, postage edge rectangles and did it as a frame. Along here, I have 1/8 of an inch foam tape popping up and recess this. The birds are on the outside because by the time I put this in and then put foam here, it brought it up back to the same height as this. But it gave it layers and depth. You see the shadow? Isn't that fabulous? Look, I did it up close. I was having fun. Yeah, I was. Found a nice shade of green that matches back to this. Then there is purples, love, and then some pinks. I did put some stickles, and I did use a lot of gold mixed gems. The crystal part, have that frame, and then put it all on a background that is a cream colorway. Inside again, there you go. Thank you for being a ray of sunshine in my life. Telling you, love these. So on both cards, what you're seeing are Glimmer Hot Foil sentiments. On card number 1, this is from the 4-petal collection, the wonderful tulips hot foil plate. Have a wonderful day. That's right there with the coordinating die. This is a great little hot foil set because you get those tulips to cut it out, sentiment, and also stencils to color it up. Love. So I use the Have a Wonderful Day here. It fit right in there with this going around it. LOVE. Then this is also from the 4-petal collection, one of my by far runaway hit Glimmer Hot Foil sentiment sets because it is so easy to use and it's just bang for your buck in terms of you cut a few, glimmer a few. Out of one sheet of paper you can get maybe 4 sets of this, roughly 4, maybe even 5 sets of this done. Cut it out with the coordinating die and you're ready to go. Love it. Making Me Smile Sentiments hot foil plate. Winner. Super easy to use. Okay. Both of them are on white cardstock. This is Hammermill smooth cardstock. I will link it below. Hard to find, but it is back in stock. And then I use the opaque black and white roll. This is the opaque black hot foil roll on both. Love. 2 sentiments. Have a Wonderful Day. Touch Beyond Words. 4-petal collection. Also on this card is another 4-petal collection winner. 3D embossing folder, 4-petal floral. This you will use the universal plate system card right here in the middle. You can see it. That's that flower, right? You see it? And then put this ensemble right over that open space. Love, 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 love. Super great winner. Look at it in white and then have this. And then I use this dusty rose just to mute it back down, and then here is the pop with the bird, and then I use some green gems. I tell you, these green gems are fabulous from Spellbinders. So is the gold mix, so is silver mix. Those are like my all-time favorite that I just have multiple packs of. Every time I shop I'm like, just add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. So those are 2 quick cards done. On the outside, Touched Beyond Words. Flip it up. Top folding square card. True friends have been planted in your heart. Do I have to say more? Just a thumbs up tells you. Next card. This now comes into mini Slimline. I did make the envelope, which was easy to put together, but my choice of paper just decided that it wanted to crack on me. So yeah, Basil. Normally Basil can handle the scoring, but for some reason it decided today that it was going to split. But this is the envelope made up. Super easy to put together. That's the envelope base. Here, this piece, that's the little piece right here, and then you just seal it up. Keep the packaging because the instructions of how to put the card together are there. I wasn't sure myself. All of this, which is on 110-pound cardstock, layered up, closed with a paper clip because of, I guess, me and the 110-pound cardstock and this 80-pound cardstock. Here is the gift card. So this part works. That little piece right there, that's down there underneath this ensemble. There are the 2 layers. You cut the cardstock and you fold the cardstock in half and then you run the die. That's how you get this little U shape here so clean. Pop this in here. There is that pattern paper from Stampendous right there. And then there is a sentiment strip. You see how the Stampendous is playing with each other? It's thinking of you today. Put the little gift card. On the outside, there is one of the florals from here. I had Fussy cut this out, put it here. There is some pattern paper. This pattern paper, both back and front is coming back into petite patterns. So you see how everything is mixing, matching? Because I had this whole ensemble and this is right here at the spine. That's why it's opening. You can just put a little quick closure. I'm using just a standard paper clip, put it in here, and it's not even ripping on the paper. You notice it? And then there's another bit from the sentiments here. Happy birthday, my friend. Right there. And then it goes in the envelope. The whole ensemble does fit in here. Just use better cardstock than I did because all of a sudden it decided to split. But everything else is staying in place. Okay, but it does work and it will close. I have one more card left. This is my masculine card. And this is a combination of both Flea Market Finds and Stampendous. So I used the decal edge die here on top of this A2 card base. There it is. Enough of the layers here just to layer up. Came in with the Flea Market Find stamps and played like so. Mostly this one, the reading matter. Did the signature, did the stamp, did the correspondence right there. Here, that is from the Fabulous Seal Twine without even using any wax seal in the center. But wax seal could have gone here too, but I just really wanted to play with these labels just to see how it works out. I think it worked out nicely. That is the pattern paper from Cathe Holden. Did do some distress ink around here. Did cut the seal twine in dark brown cardstock. Did some stamping. Came back into my Take Care over here. I was just going for it. On the inside, cut again the decal here in white. Did this thinking of you. And then stamped this one. Friends are the gardeners of the soul. From here, right there. So I mixed them together and then also came in with this stamp. Oh, I was just going for it. I was just having fun. Just seeing what happens on this card. And then you could put like to and from and enjoy. So this is my masculine card playing with all these sets. This, loads and loads of all sorts of goodness right here. Bang for your buck with that one. Winner. And these two, fabulous. Vintage Fun Fabulous. So these can all play together in the same sandbox. Alrighty, crafters. In summary, I made 11 cards, all sorts of cards. Interactive, like these. Some with just pattern paper. Others with some coloring with the Olo markers, like these. Here, some with die cuts. Then sentiments have the interaction with the envelopes or just the texture of the envelopes. Just had a blast with this set and I could have kept on going, but I needed to make this video and edit it and upload it for you guys to enjoy. But I hope you are inspired to give some of this a try. Or you can give all of it a try, but at least play. And some of your existing items can come back in and have fun here. Die sets, glimmer, everything can still play in this wheelhouse. Alrighty, crafters. As I said, everything is detailed and linked below. Until the next video, stay crafty, my friends. Great job coming together. Flea Market Finds and Stampendous. Until the next video. Bye.